like,
it seems to be fine
That's an old Scottish joke.
with good old YouTube.
Anus!
So I don't know what's going on.
Anus came
Or
down.
might have just been a problem with the.
I haven't gotten a notify.
We played golf.
Yes, we're on.
Okay, here we go. And 3, and 2, and 3. Wait. Okay, ready?
right, I need
Are we
to get
ready?
it up.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, too soon. Yeah, too soon. That blue light.
Live from the 6th floor basement of the Guys, Games, and Beer Tower. Oh, we just can't get our crap together today. It's Guys, Games, and Beer!
Yay!
That's what happens when we try and do something fancy, right?
I know we were trying to get fancy tonight. Well, because we're going to do something very interesting
Yep,
tonight.
so
Old school. Old school.
that's the mood I'm in.
All right. So, where we left off was, and I think we should get back to it because that can is still empty over there, Rob. No, wait.
Ba-dum. Oh. Yeah, we're going downhill.
All right.
So,
It's Halloween, right?
no, it's not Halloween.
Oh.
Is it April Fools? Wait.
No, not quite there yet. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. All right. What do we got tonight, Jacob?
Well, I'm going to have you pronounce the beer brewing company because I can't figure out how to pronounce that.
Catawaba.
Catawaba.
Chumbawamba?
Catawaba.
Catawaba.
We have their White Zombie White Ale. And as they call it, we named this beer as a Halloween seasonal brew.
Oh, evidently was.
But it is a refreshing taste for all year round.
Okay.
Zombie is made according to a Belgian white beer tradition using unmalted wheat to create a light body and white sheen. Additional coriander and orange peel gives Zombie a fruity and spicy character.
It's a Belgian.
It's a Belgian vice. Thanks. All right.
While the hops are subtle and lightly detected, don't be afraid to blow off the head and drink down this zombie. Their tasting notes say, brewed according to a Belgian white tradition using unmalted wheat to create light body and white sheen.
Don't they all?
Coriander and orange peel added for a fruit but spicy taste, where the hops are subtle and lightly detected.
They are lightly detectable. I'm going to give them that. They're right.
Which I'm a person that does not like my hoppy beers, so therefore...
It smells like...
But you can pick up the hops in it.
You know what it smells a lot like?
Fresh.
Remember Kmart bathrooms? Back when they cleaned them. Back when they cleaned them.
They clean them?
Cleaned them. Back when they cleaned them.
Back when they were a thing.
Rob, you're now making me think
they
of
did.
evidence
Yeah,
that
once
they
they had
cleaned
pride. I mean,
You gotta,
and they're not even existing anymore, but at one
you
point,
gotta
yeah.
do two backwards. Back when they existed,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
they
yeah.
cleaned their bathroom.
Double back.
Well,
Double
I'm just
back.
trying to remember when they last took pride in themselves, if they ever took pride in themselves, or if they ever
You
cleaned
know,
their
it's
bathrooms.
okay. So
Totally used to happen.
to,
And it used to smell like this.
notes. It's very different for a white, for a Belgian white.
I want to actually
This is
see.
subtle beer.
Yeah, you know what? Give me one too, please.
This is a very subtle beer.
I was
Yeah,
expecting
but
to
not-
hate this.
I was too, but subtle in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a-
it's
It is a subtle beer where I am finding that I'm going,
I know.
it comes on,
okay,
but
so
yet it's not
I'm not
strong.
getting too much of that citrusy crap, and I'm not getting too much of the coriander. I'm picking up the hops more than I'm picking up anything.
I hate Belgian whites, but I like.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm
of
not
Belgian.
seeing the white sheen that...
Oh no, it's no. I mean, look at that. It's got the white sheen.
Okay. Mine's a bit more clear.
Does it have the Martin Sheen too?
Oh, dude, yours is. What the fuck?
It has a Charlie Sheen, doesn't it?
Why does yours look like an
But
amber?
where's the crack?
Okay, there's a consistency
Right.
issue, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, no. You gotta look at this. Okay. So I'm gonna put this up to the camera because this is interesting. This is a consistency issue.
Maybe it's because
It looks
I
like
poured mine
It's
with the tilted
No,
glass.
that does not make a difference like
Okay.
that. This is These are
Yeah,
two
but
cans
do they
from the.
taste different?
I don't know. I'm gonna try that in a minute.
Oh.
These are
Yeah,
two
way to bang your
cans
head into the can.
from the same
Mike.
from the same six pack One of them looks like an amber. One looks like a Vice. I mean, they don't even look like they're the same damn beer. If you put,
Should I tell him that there's probably a difference in the cleaning between those two glasses?
No.
Where'd you get those cups from, buddy?
He took the cups out.
Wait, did you get the ones that aren't even clean yet?
Ah! Yeah, the ones that
I always
are
made that mistake.
So
last
they're
the ones that were in the shelves. Yeah, those.
I'm gonna.
We don't clean those.
The glass looks fine. I don't think the glass made that much of a difference. I mean, this we're talking.
Well, there are some that we cleaned
Well.
this Christmas, and there's some we cleaned like 2 Christmases ago.
Jesus Christ.
So here's the thing. I don't get a ton of that orange they're talking about.
A little, if you smell,
You know,
I
I mean,
smell
I-
the
Yeah, I
orange.
taste the
Here's
orange,
the way
too.
here's the way I look at it. Not,
I don't have
not
any problem
as a-
tasting it.
not
The
as like
orange
a
for me,
Skittle type flavor of orange or something like that, but just a clean, citrusy sort of. So if this,
It's not a sweet
it's
orange.
actually, I kind of get this feel of refreshing,
I gotta
off
say,
of it.
I'm
Which
I'm pleasantly surprised.
the orange for me, I taste
I dig
more
it,
subtly than the hops.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that it was good. To be honest, I was ready to tear into it after I smelled it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
And,
doesn't smell good.
No, I told you. It
but
smelled
that
like,
could be
think
that
it
can be the
smells
can.
well, you used to
It
like sniffing
actually
the
smells a
bathroom over
bit
at
better
Kmart.
out of the glass.
It
So
does. It does.
you know, they had the air
probably
freshener.
is the can.
That's what I'm saying. Back when they cared.
Yeah.
But no, it tastes really good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You know, I like the fact
I
you
smell more
You
the-
do get a hoppy taste with it. It's not like a lot of Belgians
It's
where there's no
not.
hop.
It's not a horrendous.
No,
hop, though.
but you
There's
can taste
not-
the hops.
yeah.
There's not an overpowering anything in it.
No,
And maybe
no.
that's the nice
thing-
part of
the
it.
thing-
Yeah, it's kind of like a.
There's a lot of those
in there.
flavors there, but none
The
of
thing
them
that
are
I-
punching you in the face.
The thing that I feel is with this, they're saying a very subtle hop note. Noticeable but very subtle. And I'm going, if you're going to say that there's orange peel and coriander with a very subtle hop note,
Mhm.
I would feel like your orange peel and
Coriander. Yep.
Corey Hart.
would be more noticeable than the hop. Because I get the hop first, and then I get a very, very subtle orange.
Yeah,
I would expect it to
I'm not
be
gonna-
the opposite way that they're
I'm not
putting
gonna abuse it for not actually, because that's marketing people that come
Yeah.
up with that crap.
it. Yeah.
I will
Darlene.
say it's kind of hard to do a beer like this and have it actually like taste like something where this does.
Oh.
It has nuance.
And Darlene says the glasses are clean.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
But they grabbed these from the box.
yeah.
Are those the clean ones?
Yeah.
Or are
You
those
mean the ones that used to be in the
Or-
globe that
No,
we
no,
Or
no.
are those
they're
the
clean
ones
as
you
well.
just got from eBay?
They are clean as well. Okay.
Yeah,
all
which
right.
definition of clean are we talking about?
Okay,
All right,
so-
so
All right.
yeah, we both did the
Yeah.
thing. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
You know, again, it's definitely a Belgian Weiss, but I kind of like it. It's got a little more hop punch than a normal one does. They didn't kill it with too much spiciness. It's got, you know, it's exactly what the label described. A subtle beer. What's the APV on this?
7.
Ooh. Oh, it's
Oh,
up
be
there.
darned.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't get that from it. I don't get that
No.
in the taste.
I was
it's-
expecting it to be more like a 5.
Yeah, it's a fairly light drinking
Maybe
beer.
even a 4.
But a
Yeah.
seven's got a little kick to it.
You can get yourself a
there.
good day drunk on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
this
thinking
is
that.
funny.
No shit.
Yeah, it isn't so heavy that you're passed out by noon,
Yeah,
but it's not so light that you're going on into the night to feel bloated.
true.
You're right in there. You're heavy hitting it.
Yeah. it's
So,
just
little
right now.
inside baseball. Travis came back up to the north side here, and Ben sent a beer with, and we're gonna wait on that beer.
Did he send that?
But this one, I think we picked this up when we were down
we
there.
did. We did.
He never got around to this.
No.
This is also a down south beer.
Yeah, yeah. We picked this up the last time we were down there.
Yeah. So their breweries are in Asheville and Charleston.
Yep,
Catawba. Is it Catawba?
Catawba.
Catawba? No, it seems more Catawba.
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 Whatever.
Anyway.
It's not
Catawba.
Fine. Again, it's a good beer. It's a fun beer.
So, who's ordering it at the bar?
I'm ordering it at the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
I
Nah,
think I would too.
You wouldn't.
not gonna order at a bar. We'll grab it out of the party cooler.
So,
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Party cooler?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Party
Definitely.
cooler? Oh, definitely on the party cooler
Yeah.
too. So yeah, no, I would order this out. It's a 7, so it's a little bit more powerful. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not. It's again, it's got a nice little kick to it.
So, order a couple and order the Uber.
Exactly. But good.
Agreed.
It's a good beer. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Easy.
all
Solid.
thumbs up on this one.
Yeah, easy.
Solid.
Easy. That was
I
That's
think
easy
so.
one. Yeah.
And this is not my kind of
I'm
beer.
at least
Yeah.
the 3/4
Belgian
up.
Lights are
Oh, you're
not
not
my
quite
kind of
fully
beer.
hard.
I was when the description was coming down, I was a little worried.
Me
then I
too.
sniffed
Oh,
it.
as soon as he said origin,
Then I sniffed it. I'm like,
oh.
oh,
Yeah, I'm
son
like,
of a
so
bitch.
you're average.
Yeah, I was like,
Every other white
okay.
ale.
But no, actually, would not be ashamed to drink this in public. at
No,
all.
no.
I wouldn't be
Chris, again,
ashamed to
you're
drink
not
it in
ashamed of
public.
much in
It's-
public.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be ashamed to drink in public. It's just not
True.
something I would, or I would, order.
No.
I'd grab it out of the cooler and be
Well,
perfectly fine with drinking
I
that.
would
But
be
I mean-
ashamed to drink it in puberty.
All right,
I don't
Judge
know what
Rob.
I don't know what that says because this group is not ashamed of a lot of things in public. So I'm not really sure.
And prove it every chance we get. Judge Rob, pass verdict on this beer.
Yeah, on the charge of making me happy. yeah.
Oh!
And since
That
you
was-
too.
Drinking!
That
Good
was
old
very
pun.
punny.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Rob, why are you really here tonight?
so,
Besides
Rob,
to
would you
drink-
say we went for the head on this one?
Yes, we did.
Always go for the head. So, what are we actually here to talk about tonight, Rob?
We're gonna be talking about old computer here. We're gonna do a lot of
We're gonna
chat.
do-
I think.
Yeah, I think we will.
We're gonna do a lot of
we'll do
Q&A on
some
this.
too. But yeah, so about 3 weeks ago, we got the opportunity. The group got the opportunity to pick up a really pristine old computer. So this is a vintage 1982
And
Kaypro
what do you
2.
say let's move
Doesn't
this
look
over so
pretty
the
out of
camera
the
can catch
box.
it? What if we turn this table?
Oh,
a
good
little
idea.
bit?
That's an
And
excellent idea.
we were gonna use the dual camera setup, but
we had some issues.
that dropped a bomb down the
Drunken. All
that dropped a bomb down the
All right,
system.
how's that look, Rob? Oh, that looks good.
That looks pretty good. Yeah.
All right, so
Let's-
what?
Go ahead. This is you.
No.
No, I want to ask you questions about
All right,
it.
all right. Well, so vintage 1982. So this is pre-laptop days for all of those of you who don't remember them. We unfortunately do remember them. So they made a series of computers called luggables. Now, luggable just meant you could take it with you when you went places. Traveling with it, probably not. They
awesome.
vary in weight. This one weighs about 30 pounds. It's
For the businessman on the go.
yeah, exactly. For the businessman on the go. My first luggable that I purchased was an Osborne. But I did also have the SX64, which was a luggable, and we may do a show on that someday.
Sounds sexy too.
Is this one, or were many of the luggables proprietary operating systems?
No.
Or
They were almost all CPM.
okay.
So, if you remember, in later years, Commodore actually made a CPM compatible computer because for businesses,
The 128.
Exactly.
Actually, it was half CP.
had a CPM processor in it. Businesses did almost all their software on CPM in the 80s. That was kind of the programming
It
language.
was not
to
an
use.
IBM.
It was not MS-DOS based
Yeah.
system. It's a CPM based system. So the original. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna
For those that
I was gonna
don't
start
know
asking you
what a
questions, but if you're
CPM
still going, you
Okay.
go.
So this is not the first luggable computer. Osborne actually came out with the first one. Again, I owned an Osborne.
Ozzy.
Yeah, the Osborne was a really nice looking machine. They did a great job
I'm
on
kind of
it.
sad about him today.
But it had
Yeah.
a 5-inch monitor in it, so it had a tiny. And this was not a color monitor. This was a 5-inch black and white. Well, black and white, either amber or green screen, depending on which version of the Osborne you had.
Which one is this?
What screen?
Yeah.
It's a green screen. But here's the thing about the Kaypro, which came out in 1982. After the Osborne came out first. The Kaypro did it right. They actually put a bigger monitor in it. They went with a 9-inch green screen.
Oh.
So and that was a big difference. So Kaypro was it's an interesting story how this all got started. So there's a company called Nonlinear Systems who made test instruments for years, and I can't think of the guy's first name, but his last name is Kay. He was the first guy. He invented the digital multimeter. Nonlinear Systems being the first company to sell it. And then in the 80s they got into computers and came up with the Kaypro. The Kaypro actually, for a while there, Kaypro, the company, which split off from Nonlinear Systems, was the 5th largest computer company in the world. They were shipping 10,000 units a month of these. So this is not a rarity. This one's in particularly good shape. But they're not terribly rare.
What's the hookups in the back?
We'll talk about that in just a moment.
Love the color.
But
it's nice looking.
Nonlinear Systems was an industrial company. So where the Osborne was this plastic thing, looked a lot like a portable sewing machine. This company was an industrial company, and they produced industrial products. So they made this a very industrial looking. This is a classic 80s blue for electronics equipment. Same with the gray here. It's an all steel case, which was very common for test equipment in the 80s. So this looks like a piece of 80s test equipment, but that's because this is what the company was already manufacturing at that time.
How much did this cost at that time?
At that time, this thing was about $1,700 US. Now,
people, for those that are wondering now, that is exactly $4,544.57 money today.
Right now, but now, and whereas that sounded like a lot, and one of their commercials actually bought this up. If you bought this particular computer, it came complete. It has the floppy drives built in. It's got the monitor built in. It's the computer, keyboard. Back then we didn't have mice, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It also came with all the business software. It came with the word processor, came with the spreadsheet, came with the database. So you got all the software with it. And that was a big selling point. For this $1,700, you got a complete business system. These systems were not being sold for people to do home computing with. Remember, this was 82, so the Commodore 64 had just come out as well.
This was geared towards people who actually need it and could afford it.
Right, it was a business computer. This was something if I owned a small business, a real estate agency, an accounting agency, something like that, this was the perfect setup for it.
Well, like I said, probably somebody who planned on traveling.
Right, or even wanted to work on the weekend at home. In fact, it was funny, Matt's mom used to haul one of these back and forth to the office back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So did Eric's mom, if you remember. She used to have one, too.
Oh, my God, I forgot about that.
We used to play the Space Invaders game.
What about Stacy's mom?
I don't know about Stacy's mom, but she's got it going on. So this one actually came from a Milwaukee company called Alice Chalmers. And I'm going to leave this tag on it because it actually has the executive's name on it with all the information from Alice Chalmers out of Milwaukee.
Feel free to visit
I did not put that long enough for anybody could see it. But yes. So it's actually got all the... I'm going to leave that tag on it as a little homage.
On it? 863.
867-309.
You could get them with a built-in modem. This particular one does not have the built-in modem. Oh, actually, this one does have the built-in modem on it. So you could get them. Right, that's the modem port there. Keyboard port here, which is the same.
Is that the modem port?
Yeah, this one's got a modem port on it.
Keyboard's
over here. Yeah, keyboard port's over here. It's labeled
because
keyboard.
It's using the same style.
Correct.
Connector.
That phone connector. Yes. It also came with serial ports and printer ports. It was enough to basically start your business. No, it did not come with a printer. You had to buy a printer separately.
But those are serial now. So the one with the clips, probably the parallel.
This one here, that's an old school Centronics printer port.
Right.
This style port was called Centronics.
That was around till you probably would still see them on machines.
Even in the 90s. In the 90s.
Late 90s still.
Yeah, Centronics was still around in that.
Well, two printer ports?
It has
serial and
right.
Probably somebody's going to say, in my office, I've got one that's adapted to USB.
I had a Pentium with that on there.
No, here's the reason why you would have to. If I use this with a plotter, plotters were serial, even though they're considered a printer. So that's why you had this second serial printer port. And there were serial printers. If I had like a daisy wheel printer, that was one that actually had like a wheel or a ball. That would also usually use the serial versus the Centronics. All right, we're going to open this baby up. So you can see the construction's pretty darn robust on these things. Again, it was really meant to
stand. You can kill someone with it.
Stand underneath.
You like that? Yeah. So it nice construction on this.
Oh, look at
Now that's a keyboard, okay? So it's
the kids would kill for this thing, you know.
full travel.
I thought that was just
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
when you
mechanical.
pulled that, when
Yeah.
that was like that, I thought that was just a cover.
no, that's your keyboard. All right, so
That is even more impressive.
yeah, again, the design on this is quite nice. Now, they did a really good job. It's got a built-in flip-up stand that you flip up like this. The keyboard, it's basically a phone cable, like they used on the handset for a phone. For those of you who don't remember, they actually used to be wired phones.
There we go. And back then, by the way, your
That's not
your
too
tables
bad.
were much bigger. Actually,
Yeah.
this table's probably.
Yeah,
Everything was
I think we
big.
got this when we were married. This is like 1992 or something.
Since you're doing math on the
This
show, so it's
Heck with math.
2000. How old is this? He's
no, he's not paying attention. He's busy.
I'm looking at the chat
I was
right
going.
now.
Darn!
I was going.
Oh,
for it.
okay.
I was
So now here's
going
the
for
advantage.
We
math
said,
skills.
could you look at the chat, Jacob? And then he looks at the chat, we give him
I'll
crap
never
for
as much
it.
bother.
That's
Last
heartbreaking.
time-
I'm not going to stop doing it.
Right, but
And then I'll point out the least
But
expensive.
yet I
at
noticed
least
no one
understand
was
how to
on
do
the
it.
chat, and I went, "Oh, someone should probably be on the chat
Don't
because
have to worry much. The last comment was Ben criticizing Rob's gavel.
Oh,
So-
Gavel is the
also
Hey,
he
right there.
it's still right here.
he
So-
also did comment that
We switch
he would
episodes.
like to know what the metric of beer. We need to find out the metrics of beer that are getting a passing ruling in this place.
Excuse me. What is he, the Bar Association?
That's a Ryan.
Yeah. Talk to Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan has a database of
But
this.
he,
Yeah.
Ryan, that's a Ryan thing.
Yeah.
But he's down
Also,
today.
Cassandra
He's
would
down.
like to note that
Syphilis.
this is a very laid-back
Syphilis.
night tonight.
It is
Yeah.
a very laid back night.
Yeah,
I'm
we
good
just
with
gotta
this.
kick it back.
All right. So here's the thing. So the
38 years. 38 years.
So it's a 38-year-old computer. So the Osborne had the floppy drives off to one side and the other, and then had the small 5-inch monitor in the middle. Where Kaypro
Yes, Cassandra, it is a
kind
clunky
of ate,
keyboard.
which
It
kind of
is.
ate their lunch was they put this big old
I
9-inch
actually kind of
green
like
screen
that.
on here. And I'll tell you, that makes all the difference in the world. If you're sitting down doing word processing or business, compare this to a 5-inch monitor. And
Yeah.
if you've ever seen the Osborne, it was a
Well,
tiny.
the Commodore had the
Oh.
small one too, right?
Yeah, but their monitor was actually
Yeah,
good
yeah.
compared to the Osborne.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah, but-
expecting that monitor to be smaller.
No, that's a 9-inch.
That's
that's a reasonable. That's
Yeah.
reasonable.
It's why Kaypro
No.
did so very well. Like I said, 5th largest computer company in the world for a while there. So
No, wait. No, because the cover had a color in it, didn't it?
correct.
But it was
5-inch color.
5-inch.
5-inch color. Right.
So it's like.
If it would have been a 9-inch color, that would have been epic.
Too small to work with. In all honesty, again, if you're doing business, it's really hard to work on a very small monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't like this thing. This thing
But
was
two-
what 80 characters across the screen,
Correct.
right?
This is-
And the
no,
Commodore was
oh,
like 24.
No, that's
you know,
another very good point.
or 40.
The
sorry, 40.
got some nice tech.
the Osborne was a 40-character monitor. This is an 80-character monitor,
Right.
and
I'm not
that
liking
if
this.
you're doing
Big deal for
characters
if you're
still
doing
standard.
business. What's that?
80 characters
It's
per
still
line.
standard.
Still a standard.
Yep.
Where I
Yep.
press
And
it
I noticed
know I
you
can see
mentioned
that I
earlier,
pushed the button,
oh,
but I
that
don't-
sounds expensive, but
You
you
know
still
what?
have to
I
buy a
pushed the button.
separate
I like
Everything.
a
disk
little bit
drive.
of-
Yeah.
This had 2 in it.
Correct.
Back,
It
the
came with
push
2 for
the
that
button.
price.
And
Deluxe.
so if you bought like a Commodore, you would buy
Little
$500
too
for the system.
600 when it
and
first came out.
and
600 a piece.
for one
Right.
floppy.
So you're up
if
to
you bought-
1800.
If you bought
Without a
two,
monitor, without a
and then
monitor.
you don't have a monitor, so you're already surpassed.
Right.
it.
So
Right. So let's talk guts.
let's talk guts.
So it's got a Z80 in it. 'cause
Correct.
CPM Z80.
So classic
how much-
Trash 80 idea.
How much RAM?
Something
Somebody look that up
some-
quick because
something in-
I've forgotten Kaypro
something
2
in
RAM.
bytes.
I want to say it was no. It's
I bet it was 32.
I think it is 32K. K, not meg.
Not megs.
32K.
Not gigs.
I'm pretty sure it's 32K, but I have forgotten.
64K.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
nice.
huge.
So for a system of that time, that's really good memory.
No, the
wise.
Z80 it hooked up to it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, the Z80. So the Z80 and CPM were really memory efficient programming for programming. So they had a lot less overhead. Now, even less overhead on this one because there's no special characters. The graphics are all ASCII only. So
I noticed that about the games. I was like, oh yeah, this is
Which version of ASCII?
Yeah, well, they're a
Petsky. No,
pretty much a standard ASCII. So you're never using any odd characters. So that saves you a ton of memory. It's when you start having to do bitmap graphics or bobs or sprites that you start using up that memory. Not the case with
I
this.
noticed it's got about, what did I see? 2 function keys, 3 function keys?
No, I think it's only got... no, this doesn't have any function keys.
Oh, what's the extra ones? There was a couple
Control.
Extra, there was a couple extra...
Line feed.
It's all function.
Oh, yeah. Just...
No, it's all very
One,
standard.
Every key's functional.
It is. It's a really standard old school
There's no
keyboard.
function keys.
Right. It's a really standard system. Okay, we're going to fire this old beast up. So, before I do that, so I got this, and the guy had nothing with it. It was just the unit. And so I worked on getting it. I fired up the first night I got
cried
it.
when he sold it to you.
No, the guy was really a very good guy. I got out of Milwaukee. Some guy collected like old radios and so on, so it was kind of cool. But he had no software with it. And needless to say, getting software with this thing's kind of difficult. I literally spent 2 days building a computer to make software for this thing. Well, I had to get an older computer that would run like Windows 98 or XP.
Oh, you're 128. Is the disk
could've
format different?
I do believe the disk format's different.
Although, I could have
Well, we
swore
can
I was
play
able to run.
I actually have Zork for this.
I don't know what Zork is.
You will find out shortly.
Oh my god.
You will find out
You
shortly.
missed out.
You have
It was
missed out,
great.
actually.
You can play it online, by the way. It's great
You've
game.
missed out.
Yeah.
Zork's amazing. In fact, he was at... what
I'm going
convention
to
were
die
where he
so
was at
quickly.
Not too long ago.
What?
He was at Game Hole.
Yeah.
Was
last
he?
night.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah.
Game
He
Hole?
was at Game Hole last
And we
night.
didn't run into him either.
No, I tried to run into him. I couldn't
Yeah.
find him. In fact, I think Jacob actually went out and looked for him and couldn't
I
find
dressed
him.
nice, too.
For what?
The guy, I actually, to get Scott Adams to see if he'd come on the show, and you couldn't find him because...
Oh, yeah. At MGC?
Yeah, at MGC.
Yeah.
Not at MGC, at
Game Hole.
Game Hole.
Game Hole? No. Couldn't find him.
GC.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to fire this baby up.
You
Now-
asked me to go find a lot of people at
I
various
did.
different cons.
So here we go. So Kaypro, place your disc into drive A. So
Wait, are there 2 drives?
there are 2 drives on this one. So Larry brought that point up. Not only did you get the monitor, but you got 2 floppy drives with it. And again, at that point, floppy drives were $600 a pop. Whether that was for the Apple or for the Commodore 64, you were paying a lot of money for that kind of stuff. So the constantly lit light there means that is the active drive right now. That's you. It's not an
Gotcha.
access drive. It just means it means it's the active drive. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. Now I love this. So for those of you who remember old 5 1/4 discs, most of them had these like flip levers on it.
Yeah.
They had these really cool push buttons on these that open and close it.
That is actually sexy as hell.
And look how fast that
You know,
CPM came
I
out.
wish you could
I
see
was
it,
expecting you to push it and it popped.
but it actually,
does.
it actually kind of just, it floats in and comes out just a little. It's beautiful.
I know. Didn't they do a
That's
really nice job on that?
That's very classy hardware.
Now I do know that some of the Kaypros did have the drives that flip down, but this particular one has these. And I
those are
really
nice.
like these drives, and both of them work, which makes me exceptionally happy.
I remember in like grade school or whatnot that we'd insert the floppy
And flip
it
the
was-
lever down. Yep.
Flip the lever down, and that the teachers would yell at you all the
Oh, if you
time.
went too hard on that thing.
Oh no, that if it was like, with some of them going like getting real old and whatnot.
Yeah.
It would work without you flipping it down, and the teacher would be like, "You gotta flip it down."
They are right because it moves the head
Yeah.
when you do that. Okay, so if you guys remember your old commands, it's dir to get a directory of what's on the disk. The speed is really quite
We can still
impressive.
do
on
it
this.
today.
What's that?
We can still
Yeah,
do
that's
it
what
today.
it'll do today.
During command.
It is.
Yeah.
So this is the initial system disk that I generated up for it. It's got quite a bit of stuff on it.
Hey, I'm gonna. I'm trying to figure out whether we should move this a little bit. To
Okay,
the right.
hold on. We're gonna.
Just so they can see it a little bit.
Yeah,
better.
excuse me. All right.
You're all right, Tom.
I'm not in the way?
No.
Okay,
You're all
good.
right. Just stay off a little bit. I just wanted to be able to see.
The screen is gorgeous on this thing.
I'm very impressed. You usually don't see machines this old that have a screen that's
I mean,
clear.
yeah, look how clear that is.
I'm learning.
I'll be darned.
I know. You guys can come around and take a look at it. I mean, let me step out of the way here.
You're teaching me right now what is going on.
When
It's so funny. So that green screen. So at work, I often interact with the Unix system and
green screen.
But
or whatever you want, really. No,
but I'm using a program to simulate terminal, right? So you can set it to anything you want. So I set it to the
Classic black with a green screen.
Yeah, classic black with a green screen. Now I had for a minute like a Nemesis, and he set his to red and black.
Sometimes I just set it on dark blue. I'm
I feel like you can get
like the good old days.
out of that.
Yeah, you certainly can. So again, the plus side of having 2 discs. What do I have here? Let's try. I think this. No, not that one. Maybe this one here. Let's see what's on this one. Is you can actually you can have a system disk in while you're reading other disks. So we'll go ahead and put the other disk in there. And to switch directories, you just let's see here. B:, we'll switch me to the B drive. Now see, now the B drive becomes active. And we'll directory this one. Let's see, we have a few games on here.
How do you feel the commands are? Are they closer to DOS or closer to Unix?
Closer to Unix.
That would be my expectation.
Yeah. Definitely closer. So this one's got some old school games on it. /
or backslash?
On this one, it is backslash.
It is equals.
It's been a while.
It's equals tilde.
Yeah.
Tilde forward bracket.
So for those of you who don't remember, I'm actually going to run something which was a classic on every computer back then. Eliza.
All right, man. I remember. We went to Milwaukee to visit.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
Eliza. It was on very early on.
Discs,
It was actually on tour.
Really?
Like they had built hardware, right? And it took all this hardware to run Eliza. And they actually brought you to this, like, we were at this tech show. My parents brought me to this tech show. And there was Eliza. And it was the most amazing thing. And then 5 years later, I had the Commodore 64. And I was able to type in Eliza. And that moment was it was way stupider than the one I'd seen. But still, it was very close, you know? That's amazing. Are you doing it?
I think it's a little...
No, because it's in basic and I'm not going to load basic.
It's a little underappreciated. Like you have an Atari, right?
Yep.
And
I believe that's all.
A good lot of original Atari still work.
Because the other ones,
right?
Oh, there
you
it is.
put a cartridge in, they still work.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you look at this, and it's like 38 years old, and so is an Atari, right? So it doesn't feel like impressive, but the thing about it is, and this is what I'm getting at, is there's a lot of difference between a cartridge-driven unit of machine to a floppy disk that has a head and a mechanical thing.
Oh yeah.
And there's probably some gears and some maybe a belt in there somewhere.
The drives were not in bad shape. The biggest problem I had was with the opening and closing mechanism. So those were jammed when I first got them. When I mean jammed, I mean they didn't move at all.
Oh.
So I had to break those free.
So I mean it's pretty impressive that the system is as functional.
Yeah, and you got to figure.
Because
when you look at it next to the Atari, I mean, the Atari did not have a K of RAM. No, literally did not have a K of RAM. You were programming directly to that unit.
Yeah.
This thing has an interface. I mean,
Yeah.
there is no Atari interface.
Right.
You were just talking to screen, basically, on the Atari.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give context of what this is compared to that.
Compared to
It's so much more powerful. You know, I mean, it's just amazingly more powerful. Next to what we got now, I mean, heck, our phones are supercomputers, but
yeah, they really are. No, I mean, compared to this thing.
So back then, where if we put that in context, therefore, not only would you have to pay that much extra for a drive, for a traditional computer, but say maybe you can just do the whole, just continuous save cassette tapes as opposed to the new floppy disk, and it's just. Yeah,
Well,
just
you know,
the
and then
context
and that's
of
something,
time,
because tapes were still quite popular in
Yeah.
'82.
Yeah.
So, but for business use, again, and remember, this was meant to be a business computer. It's not meant to
Yeah.
be a gaming machine. Now, that being said,
You can probably play
What-
a hell of a game of Yahtzee on it.
what business? I've got Yahtzee for it. What businessman doesn't want to play games once in a while? So,
Exactly.
Yeah, you're sitting there in a freaking hotel room. What are you gonna do?
right? No,
Boot up your
serious.
Kaypro and play that
Yeah.
awesome Aliens game.
Wait.
Windows had the answer
We're
to
gonna
that.
play Pac-Man.
Ooh, really?
Ta-da.
Oh, get out of
That
here!
was all ASCII based?
Yep.
Or? Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, that's pretty.
Wait a minute. What did I do here? I may have just goofed it up. So I hit the wrong button.
I'll shit my pants if
There
you're
it
able
goes.
to run Doom on that. I would.
What am I?
Somebody out there
Why am I hitting?
has probably done it. I mean, it's, I want.
It's a nasty ASCII going on.
Oh, I'm
You
sure.
know,
yeah.
I mean, it's not going
All
to
right,
look
well,
great or
I would
anything,
almost
but
spend time and money
So the M's are
figure
marked
out how
as
to do that.
monsters.
just to make you go.
You got percentage signs. I mean,
have done it.
but that being said, they
Yeah,
did a fairly
pretty
good
much.
job.
Show me those shitty pants.
Yeah.
I mean,
pretty much.
Considering, and here's the thing, they programmed a little bit of AI into it to get
M's
them
are
to move
monsters.
around.
Wait,
At
I was
least
about
that
to
makes
say,
sense.
Is this Pac-Man?
This is Pac-Man, M for
Wow.
monsters.
Yeah, that was a thing.
There's the Pac-Man down there. I thought it was.
It's kind of, the rogue-like people
Mhm.
have kind of claimed that for themselves, but that wasn't like a rogue-like thing back in the day. That was just that's what you had. I mean,
Yeah.
and it was Monster, very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So again,
But
considering they were working, and this was not uncommon back in the day, you'd work with ASCII graphics and get them to do all sorts of cool things.
what's really impressive
if you ever
about
wanna
it?
See what ASCII could do. It was a little trip down bulletin boards.
Oh, God,
Bulletin
yes.
boards would do amazing work with ASCII.
There's a lot of young kids now that are now I sound old there, but they do some amazing. There's some amazing ASCII art going on right now.
You know,
Just-
give it a try.
The scene is
You
really
can actually
amazing.
play it. I was just
Is
trying
that
to
a
get.
Oh, I have no.
80s BBS.
Yeah, 80s
I
BBS.
was
Yeah,
gonna
they
say,
play.
I'd-
it.
you like-
I'd go.
No, they
you
just
know,
like using the art form.
Actually, I gotta
limitations
show
of
you the
it.
dungeon. one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me,
Gorp or whatever
that's
it
a
was
funny
called.
game. And you
Yeah,
gotta
Zork.
get people
Hit the
that-
re-
you gotta
hit the
get
reset
people that
button on the
will,
back.
Like come to your
Zork.
Right?
BBS.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Do
fun.
like a
I've never
lemonade
heard of
stand.
that.
We had, and we, all we had was chat
So you
with
guys want to
sysop.
have some real fun? Yeah.
So
Show me
you
what
have the
that
command
is.
chat with sysop, and if the sysop wasn't there, well, you weren't talking to anybody because sysop. Now later BBSs, if you had multiple lines, like Tom had multiple lines later, you could chat with somebody else online, but they usually didn't want to talk to you.
No.
Hey,
Just like
We do have Hunt the Wumpus
Speedy
too.
Robs.
You got Wumpus?
I got Hunt the Wumpus.
Nice.
Hump the Wumpus.
Hunt the Wumpus.
Oh, hunt.
Although,
I thought
but you can do whatever you,
You
want
could
with
hump
Wumpus
him if
once
you really want to.
I thought you were saying hump the
I mean, once you
Wumpus.
found them,
Wumpus
right?
Yeah,
is
look at
actually
that.
one of the first games I ever programmed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wumpus,
Yeah, you used to type it in from Run Magazine.
Yep.
God, remember Compute Magazine?
No, I love Compute Magazine, man. I literally,
Yeah.
it would come and I would spend my night programming every piece of every program in there.
Right?
Into
Did you
whatever
have the
computer
clipboard?
I had.
Did you have the
That's
clipboard?
actually why I
The
was-
thing that you
yeah.
stand up, you had the thing for every line?
Yep.
Yeah, I
You
love
had
that.
no, you
That's-
had to have
that's
it or
so
you'd miss
great.
a lot.
That's actually I went off. But yeah, my grandpa's old computer. They used to carry like a.
Okay.
They used to carry like old issues.
So,
yeah,
carry, like,
Jacob,
somehow programmed,
who
yeah.
is led a sheltered life, evidently has never played Zork. So these are the original adventure games when it comes to mega hits. Here, I'm going to let you take over, and I want you to read out what you're doing as you do it, please.
Not just her play.
I can't believe
I've
you've never heard of
In
Zork.
junior
I've
high
never
school,
heard of Zork.
I'd have
I
Led
understand why
Zeppelin,
you
Black
haven't
Sabbath,
heard of Zork.
and then I'd have Zork on there. So needless to say, I was getting my ass kicked pretty much every day.
Okay, so go ahead and read what it says.
But,
Okay.
damn it, I did it. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
West of house, you are standing in an open field west of a white house with a boarded front door. There is a small mailbox.
I wonder
here.
how much this is demented.
I
or
take
really
it. I
nothing.
type what I'm about to
You
do.
are about to type your
What do you
next
do?
action. So the interface is really weird because you really kind of had to guess what it wanted you to type.
Yeah, I mean, there were standards. I mean, if you played one, you
Yeah.
basically
You
knew how to
figured
play
it out.
Yeah. They got smarter
Well,
as
it
time
was
went
like
on,
go
too.
to.
Check
Yeah.
mailbox.
All right.
That's probably going to work.
don't know the word check.
All right, so try something else.
It's not.
with
They're,
mailbox.
they're not checking.
I think I-
search.
Hump
I
Try
mailbox.
look mailbox.
It probably
Look
knows
to.
everyone.
That's what
Look
I was
to.
supposed to do. Look, mail box.
And you can say, like, look at mailbox. It just throws out the
That sentence isn't one I recognize.
It's basically
All
using.
This
right.
is not
It's basically
a
Open
full
mailbox.
version of Zork,
Yes,
I bet.
that was going to be my
All
next
right.
one. Open
What's that?
I bet they had to abridge
No.
it.
box.
No, 64K.
Because I look mailbox, I'm pretty sure it's something you can
64K
do.
is.
Yeah, but it might have
Opening
been.
the small mailbox reveals a leaflet.
Okay.
Well,
read-
there's the leaflet.
Try to read the leaflet.
Read.
You may have to get it
Is your
first.
band gonna play? I mean, that's what's on all beat.
It's Lords of the Trident!
Taken. Welcome to Zork. Zork is a game of adventure, danger, and low cunning.
I love that look.
Low cunning. In it, you will explore some of the most amazing territories ever seen by mortals. No computer should be without one.
That's true.
Immortal.
It was true, actually. Zork was,
That was
on pretty much every platform out there.
That was an essential.
Yeah, yep. So,
Oh, man.
I know.
The hours I spent with this game.
Oh, yeah, God, who didn't?
I just typed in walk to door and it goes, it's here.
Well, I mean,
Oh, yeah, it has some quips, too, by the way.
Yes. And that was
It
part
will
of the
get
cleverness
quippy.
of the programming in this game. So basically, it's an adventure game. You're solving puzzles. It's a puzzle solving game.
Yeah, and it's, I think it holds up really well. There's people who still think pretty highly of this, and I do, too.
I do.
It's kind of fun to mess around with because there's this whole world inside the machine. Remember that feeling that there was so much going on in the machine? You just really felt it in
That
early
the machine was
computers.
doing these
That you've
amazing
lost
things.
now because you got the
The
internet
door
out there and
can't
it's
be
all for it.
opened.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's not a bad thing, by the way. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
But you're right.
Miss some
At the
transition
time that this
now.
kind of computer stuff was coming out, you're right. You thought, oh my God, look what they're doing here. I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
So the
that is pretty ingenious
Okay.
right there. I just typed in break down door and it goes, what do you want to break the door with? Foot.
My
Eh.
wiener.
Weeder.
Type
I don't
dick.
understand foot.
all right.
Type dick.
Penis. I don't understand the word penis.
Aw,
So-
You know what? I wonder if this is an
So-
earlier version of Zork.
Must be.
82.
So
I bet
No.
it might have been.
Break.
About right.
Door
I'm kind of curious because
with.
they also did
Foot.
update it over time, and I wonder if later
Oh.
versions were a little bit smarter.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think
I would
so.
assume, yeah, it's like, isn't it checking against an array of
And
numbers?
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
know,
sure they
yeah.
made.
as we get older,
Doesn't understand
we
the word
kind of
fist.
blur the stuff
But
together.
you can see where this
you know what I
game
mean?
Yeah.
is kind of cool in its own way.
Yes.
Like Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2.
Mhm.
You remember features in
Um,
Gauntlet being, features in Gauntlet 2 being the original Gauntlet.
So,
things like that.
again, here's the.
Hell, I'll put full games together wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't distinguish between the two.
Yeah, not anymore, right?
No.
all-
Gauntlet
at one
is
point-
two.
At one point, we
The
would
building
have
apparently has no windows.
had
Okay,
a huge
well,
conversation about
You
the big
can't
differences
find any
between
windows
them.
here.
Well, I guess you're not going in through the window then.
Not
Right?
anymore.
But, see, that's some magic right there.
You know something? It really is magic.
I have nothing bad to say about
Magic.
the game.
Now,
I used to have a lot of fun building these texts.
There's a lot of thinking going on.
you can do
Yeah.
a question mark to get
Yeah, that
to
was
what
pretty
possible
popular back
I used to love
Yeah.
typing them in,
Okay.
just
To be
So
honest,
if you
there's a lot
type-
of thinking going on and it's not in the computer.
No, if you type
Yeah.
question mark.
Oh.
Question
Awesome.
mark.
Oh, by the way, some things you can do. N for north, S
I
for
beg
south.
your pardon.
Oh, never mind. I thought you could on this one. No,
You
no,
can
no.
do like
What
N
command
for
do you
north,
want?
right? And S for
Yeah,
south.
N for north, S for south.
Yeah, later ones
North
you can
of
just
house.
use your arrow keys too.
You are facing the north side of the White House. There is no door here, and all the windows are boarded up. To the north, there is a narrow path winds through the trees.
All right.
Go there!
Go north.
So the White House's windows
Go.
are boarded up. Good.
North.
So prediction
Forest
for
It's a
tonight.
bad house anyway.
Prediction: Tom's gonna be sitting there in his bed, and you're gonna hear this, and as he's playing Sword. It makes me want to play it.
Forest
I might
Path.
just bust it out
It's really
tonight.
good right now. I mean, and you're right. The sound that.
It's just,
Forest Path.
As
This
long as
is
it's more
the
info.
winding path through a dimly lit forest. The path heads north-south here. One
I
particularly
hate
large
this
tree
freaking forest.
with
That was like the first thing I
some
hated reading.
low branches stands at the edge of path.
Now look at the tree.
That's what I was about to do.
All right.
Look at
All right, so quick
the
game.
tree.
Console game systems that use the Z80 processor.
There's nothing special
Go,
about
Tom.
the
You
tree.
can do this.
Oh Jesus. No, I don't.
Fairchild.
No.
You know what? I don't know if that one uses it.
Yeah.
It could. Well, I should have known all the answers to the question. I can answer you too. ColecoVision is one that uses the
Does it actually?
Zilog Z80
Okay.
processor, and also the original Sega game
The
system.
Master System?
Master System, yeah.
The original Sega.
Does it use
the
the Z80?
SG-1000.
Oh, the SG-1000, not the Master.
The Master System might have as well. To be honest, they use the same code, so I imagine they
Yeah.
probably
No,
did
I
use
guess so.
the
I
Z80.
do. Yeah.
It's a-
For that reason, that is why
Was the Z a Motorola or not?
No, that was
Zilog.
RCA.
it was bought. And then it was like released, so several companies were actually
Right.
doing
Originally,
the Z80.
RCA developed the
Yeah.
Z80.
Zilog, right? It's called Zilog.
Yeah, Zilog.
There's a door
Zilog
board up.
80.
You can't
Named
remove
after the Russians we
boards.
stole it from.
Good for
Alexandra Zilog. I made that up. That is not an absolute fact. It is called Zilog, but not. I don't.
Not
It
the
could be
stolen-
that reason, but I wouldn't know.
But the
Not the stolen from Russia.
But
Uh,
the Z80 was very often again mainly used in business type system, not very often used.
Arcade games used them
Yeah,
fairly
they
awesome
did
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
here's the
true.
thing.
I
If
forgot
there's a
about that.
if it
It
can
was-
push bits, man.
Yeah,
Here's the
and it
thing,
could.
yeah, I
And
mean-
the Z80 was actually pretty good. It wasn't a bad processor.
Yeah, try a game on
They
it.
threw a lot of crap at
Yeah,
it.
there's
Yeah.
also the Amstrad.
Yeah, you know, I forgot
The
about
Amstrad
that.
used it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
yeah,
also
all right.
some of the earlier
Home computers, yeah.
ZX's series. used
Yeah,
that.
I actually the Timex Sinclair
Yeah,
Yeah.
uses
is a
the-
ZX80 based
Yeah.
system. And yeah. So those of you who don't know, I built a lot of computers in my day, and then my first one was an 1802.
Our first one was a Radio Shack.
Actually, my
Yeah.
first one was truly one of the Radio Shack ones.
When that-
But I don't count that because it was a simulated circuit one.
Yeah.
But so the first thing I built was a Cosmic Elf. But the first commercial computer I built was a Micro Ace, which was the Z80.
Remember those?
Right, which is the California version of the ZX80 out of the UK.
Yeah.
So somebody ripped off the designs like almost immediately.
But you still
Very
saw
American.
like the ZX80s out here.
I own a ZX81 actually. I'm gonna restore one of
Those
these
are those
days.
little tiny ones, right?
The white ones, yeah. Before the time.
They were-
before the Timex
Yeah,
Sinclair.
but that's the same machine, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're mostly
Like same processor,
Yes, except-
same frame.
except the
Yeah,
the
if I-
screen on the ZX80s and 81s don't refresh. They have to turn the screen off, update, and then turn the screen back on.
I was gonna mention that I was kind of surprised on that Pac-Man.
Did you do it fast enough, or did you know?
Oh no, you know it. The screen goes blank and
That was
then
a
comes
problem.
back on.
Well, I was very surprised on the
I have
Space
opened
Invaders
the
that it
window.
self-refreshed.
Yes.
Usually what happens on
And
the
I am
Space
now in
Invaders
the kitchen.
clones On,
Yay, good
on
for
early
you.
machines is
I'm gonna-
Challenge.
you move.
I'm gonna get
and
killed!
then the ghost moved, and then you moved.
Right, and then the ghost move.
You didn't really notice it. Like
Breaking
and
and achievement unlocked! Breaking and entering!
Hey!
Okay, so I'm gonna sneak back in now. But
Okay,
what
well
do
then
you
let me
think?
actually read this.
Okay, go ahead and read that.
You are in the kitchen
I-
of the White House.
good
A
game.
table seems to have been used recently for preparation of food. A passage leads to the west, and a dark staircase can be seen leading upwards. Our dark chimney leads downwards, and to the east is a small window which is open. On the table is an elongated brown sack smelling of hot peppers. A bottle is sitting on the
Eat that.
table. The glass contains a quantity of
Teabag it.
water.
There you go. So at this point, you can take items, and you do want to pick up items to solve puzzles further in the game.
In this game, you
So
I think
wait. How did you get into the what broke it through for you?
I realized I had only gone
this
north,
show's impossible
south,
to keep a
and
train of
west.
thought on.
I know.
Yeah.
And then I went east. And it went, hey, there's a window here.
Hey, you got 10 of 350 points in 24 moves. Gives you the rank of beginner.
And so
Only because I made him quit.
Yeah.
So therefore I went to, okay, window? And I was like, you need to add a verb to that. Okay, open window? How do you want to open the window? Penis
Hands?
open window?
Carefully.
Hands?
Carefully.
Hands open window?
I typed penis open window, so.
Oh, and that worked. Good.
I believe that Infocom did release all these games to the public domain. and
No.
there's
nope,
several
that didn't
websites where you
work.
can
I
actually
had
play
to
them.
just type
Right,
open
so
window.
say the name of that company again because people should
Infocom.
Because
know
they didn't
about that.
understand the word penis.
It's not Infocom penis, it's Infocom.
All right, that's
Just
the
a-
same as the
Yeah,
other.
Just in
it-
case we blurred that.
It's just open window, not open window or penis open window.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you want to open the window?
With my penis.
With my penis. Come
My
on.
wang.
But again, solidly built computer for its time. This one again, 38 years old and still working quite nicely. Thank you. Yeah, you know something? There's probably literally maybe how many games out there? Maybe 100 at most. No, I shouldn't say that because if you play CPM, because CPM was a transportable language, it's not machine dependent. You could play a CPM game on any system. So if I have the Osborne versus the 128 versus the Kaypro versus any other CPM
Didn't
machine,
the 64 have an add-on? The Z80? Didn't you tell me that once?
they might have. I don't remember.
Were you
that,
drunk?
Actually, I could have been.
Was I drunk? I might.
You might have been drunk.
I might have
we
just made that up.
we
To be
probably,
honestly,
we may have both
to be
been
honest,
drunk.
yeah.
We may have both been drunk on that. But so CPM games, and there was quite a few of them, but they just tend mainly to be text-based games, or like you saw with that Pac-Man game, and
And Yahtzee.
and Yahtzee and things like that. Again, but then you have to realize again, this was '82. A lot of games were
Yahtzee
like
was
that.
kind of active.
Zork all day long, though.
You'd hit roll dice, and then it would flash all the different
Numbers up. Yeah.
and then like lock in on one.
Wow, I don't know what I just loaded, but it must be fairly
I
big.
wonder how many slot machines
Yeah, because that's
were
really
run by
Oh, bad
by
sector.
80s back then.
Uh-oh.
Did it
By
actually say
80s
bad sector?
Right,
Yeah.
by,
BDOS error on it, being
processors.
bad
I
sector.
wonder, like,
I bet many.
the
of
background part of it?
Them. Yeah,
let's
I
do
bet
this.
many of them.
Try
So-
something here.
That is one thing. It's kind of funny because you notice, like, the Kaypro is still, like, way faster than the Commodore 64's drive. The way that they did the...
So why-
Data bus.
there's no
Why'd you
cache,
type
right?
bad
That was
sector?
the
I
big
didn't.
problem
It
with
did.
Commodore's
It told me there's a
bus.
bad sector on that one. Yeah,
That
they used the
the
serial
drives,
bus.
yeah, there was no cache either, right?
That's right. No,
That's what the
No.
cartridges did. The fast load cartridges,
right.
They did.
They basically
cache,
cached the serial bus.
Yeah, and it's just you use these and it's like that's really not as slow as I remember these
No.
things, and it's like yeah, it's because the Commodore 64 is
Well,
god
and,
awful.
and so,
So, yeah.
one of the things, because it wasn't
got
doing a
gas.
lot, there's not a lot of overhead either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
So.
You're-
But we were reading so much.
Ah.
Oh, try loading something on a Commodore 64.
Oh yeah, it's
it's
painful.
insanely
It's
slow.
painful.
It was really bad.
Well, I gotta tell you, my big 20 with a tape drive, it took a minute.
Yeah, just as bad. I don't know that the tape. To be honest, they had fairly decent tape loading technologies, and they would put them on the tape. So I think in many cases you were probably better off using a tape.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
think in some cases you were probably better off using it. I don't know why the Commodore. Well, I do know why. Like we mentioned it, but the Commodore 64's disk drive was horrendously slow. Just amazing. Load times. Remember they used to do Epics used to have
What
like
else?
these
See, that's where you
commercials.
started? Go make a sandwich?
Yeah.
Come
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hell
I would
yeah.
absolutely make a sandwich and come back.
Maybe cook
But-
a pizza?
You know what I mean?
You
Like
had time.
Epics, for the Epics fast load cartridge, they had a picture of a skeleton, and it said still loading on the screen. I could relate. That was terrible. I love that machine though.
Oh, yeah, again, still.
You always love your first.
Man, not necessarily.
Computer.
Sometimes it's just hateful.
Oh, no, you're...
Yeah, that cutie.
If I'm talking about the Commodore, yes.
Let's see if it's a bad disc or a bad drive. Again, like I said, it took me
Are you
literally...
trying to load Yahtzee?
No, I'm trying to load... I want to say this is probably Hunt the Wumpus.
Did you put a disc cleaner in here?
I have cleaned the heads, but I may have to clean them again. Again, I still...
Yeah, you get it working and then...
Yeah, exactly. My main thing was just to get it up and running first. So...
Hunt the
Just gotta make
Wumpus,
sure to
hunt
clean
the
that tip.
Wumpus.
No, hell yeah.
Hunt the Wumpus.
You know, again,
Yeah,
the nice thing about these old drives is this type of drive used a direct drive motor, so you don't have any belts in it to worry about. There is some mechanical stuff. They're fairly straightforward.
So
and
no
simple.
belt rot.
No belt rot in these.
That's great.
So it's a direct drive on that. Even the stepper motor to move the head was a direct drive stepper, so that's not a problem. So generally drives like in these old systems are pretty stable. They get a little out of alignment. You have to realign them. You have to clean them. But as long as those motors hold out, you're okay.
Unlike your Famicom disc system.
Oh God, yes.
By the way, I have a whole
that disc is
bunch.
bad.
I bought, like, no good reason, by the way.
No
Good reason for this, but I bought like just a huge stock of the bands for the
drive?
Famicom motors. Yeah, I've got like just a mass of them because I figured I was ready for the nuclear holocaust.
That's right. So
All right.
you and your
Me and my
Famicom will
Famicom,
survive it.
We're gonna be ready. Those discs will all be cleared.
Rest
But-
assured, Gilligan would be there to pedal the generator.
That's right.
So you could play it.
Let's try this again. So, again,
Yeah, well,
but you can see the system's not exactly sexy in some ways, but it has its own kind of
I
sexy
think it's
to
sexy
it.
as hell. This is like
I would have sat there for hours just being like, what else can I do in here?
Oh, well, and that's
do that.
and that is the idea.
It could take a BB.
Yeah, probably take a 22. Oh,
this is not a Lamborghini, okay? This is a Challenger. This is a piece of muscle beef. This is muscle beef.
Muscle
this is a
beef.
monster.
Yeah, I
This is a
think that's a
monster.
word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks, Lear.
Is now.
I appreciate it.
Actually, I want to try
Muscle beef. Can you imagine you're on a date? Hey, you big muscle beef.
Yeah.
Let's try this one.
She's got man hands. You're dating Ann Coulter! Oh, no! Alright, sorry about that. That was a rare... But
Have you seen Ann Coulter's hands?
look, if I can make fun of Bernie, I can make fun of Ann Coulter. I think that's fair enough.
Have you seen her
They're
hands?
both old ladies. So, you like
Okay.
that? You like that? Bow! Both sides.
All right, so here we go. Space, the final frontier. This is the voyage of the Starship Constitution. Now on its second 5-year mission.
Were they really worried about copyright?
Evidently they were. No, they weren't. It's called Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
So again, a classic of on old
Star
systems.
They're going-
Trek. Star Trek in 1982 did not have its fist quite so clenched
Yeah.
Yeah,
They came over to see what you
on
doing.
that copyright.
Go ahead, take a look.
All right. What would you like?
I would say,
Would you
I would
please
say
enter
that
your
thing
name,
didn't
sir?
refire
Enter your name,
until
sir.
the 90s.
Yeah. They got pretty mean afterwards, though.
Yeah.
There were quite a few expansions available for it. You could actually get a hard drive for this during its day.
You are in command of the Constitution.
Could you shove it in the
Captain
case?
Kilted Kinkos.
They actually made a version with it in the case.
The
but
1
they did
meg
have an
hard
external
drive?
one. 1 meg? Are you kidding? No, that's what that. My first.
SFD 1001, buddy.
That wasn't, but that was still a floppy drive. It just stored 1 meg on a floppy drive.
Yeah, but that was amazing.
Oh, I know it was. Those things were great. They were what? IEEE.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yes. Yeah, say
what
what?
would the hard drive be?
Baby.
What would be the hard
20
drive?
meg.
20 meg.
10 or 20 meg.
10
Actually,
or 20. Okay.
Actually, I think the first one that came out with this was only 3 meg.
Okay.
But then, by the time I bought a hard drive, I think my first one was a 10 meg.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it was a
and
10
then
meg.
pretty
I think it
soon
was.
thought,
I paid
my
like
God,
$700
what are you even
I
put
paid
on
like
this?
$700 for 10 megs.
We.
A database of your videos?
I remember I bought that 3.5-inch drive that came out for the Commodore 64 later on.
And they're screwed, aren't you?
And I plugged it in, put everything I had on there. I was done. Everything that would actually run off of that disc was on there, and I could put no more. I'm like, when are we ever going to need more than this disc?
Yeah, but you know what though? For business
That was
applications,
amazing.
though, which this was designed for,
Yeah.
and you know, if you start to think about like databases and car parts, for example, and so you have thousands of car parts and thousands of models and years and so now you start to add up.
Eventually, yeah.
Even though each entry's a couple kilobytes.
It's a blink in this thing's on. It's a blink in a modern computer's
but
eye.
but it really does add up, and you maybe need a 10 meg hard drive.
It doesn't make it kind of sick that this thing, right, in 64K RAM, probably 20 of it was used up by other systems anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's probably 48 really.
I
You
just
can
had
have
to-
whole worlds in here, and nowadays it takes you like 8 gigs to store a damn Word document. Doesn't that somewhat make you feel like you lost something?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
there's
Alright.
probably some efficiency.
I can't get
We
it
have
to
got
raise
to
the
wrap
damn
this
shields.
raise the shields. Raise the shields. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up a little bit. So you can stay there and keep going. So here's the thing. If you want a really cool retro experience, this is a cool retro experience. I mean, this is how a lot of our gaming started out. You can probably find these. Again, we were very lucky. We found this one in beautiful condition. In fact, it might be at the Midwest Gaming Classic this year. You never know.
Running Alien.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Some
I wanted to
similar
run
down last year,
Yahtzee.
yeah.
Maybe Yahtzee. So
Zork.
it may make an appearance at Midwest Gaming Classic, depending on how things go. But a really cool system. I love my retro gaming systems, and this is just a piece of retro cool. We've got some stuff coming up.
Real quick. Do you know if there's groups that so let's say you're a young buck and you're like, so like you played Minecraft and you're in your 20s and you're kind of intrigued by old school technology. Are there some groups or anything?
Tons
Yeah,
of groups.
Reddit.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
just say.
Right, there
yeah,
are
it's
subreddits about
Reddit,
old school
Facebook
computing, yeah.
groups. There
Yeah.
are so many good retro groups out there. Yeah, if you really want to get into retro computing, there are groups dedicated to retro computing in
There's
general.
some great people in there too.
There are.
There's some a-holes.
There are some
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific
There's some
groups
hipsters,
if you're into one particular
unfortunately.
type of computer, but you can find out lots of information, and they generally tend to be very helpful. So if you're getting into retro computing, like retro or retro video gaming, there's always a good group you can find about that. All right, so Rob, what do we got coming
This
up? 'Cause
weekend
we
we're
got
gonna-
some stuff coming up.
There's gonna be some fire. There's gonna be some ice.
Nice.
Do you like that?
That was nice, actually.
We'll be at Fire and Ice this weekend
in
in
Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Manitowoc, yes.
Yeah, at the Holiday Inn in Manitowoc, Wisconsin this weekend.
Manitowoc. Where
real men are.
you visit
Manitowoc.
Manitowoc,
Tom, can you
Wisconsin,
reset this?
you could tour a submarine.
Yeah, that's right. They have a submarine in Manitowoc.
Yeah.
Type B.
They have a lot of them. It's Manitowoc.
They have a very nice marine museum there.
No, it's a semicolon.
But that's not what we're going there for.
Enter.
No, we're going there for Fire and Ice, which
The
is
gaming convention.
Which is yes, not a video game convention. There probably will be a couple there.
board
Who
game.
knows?
Actually, no. Surprisingly enough, the guys. I suspect it's the same group who ran the Artemis simulator at
They'll be
Game
there?
Hole. Will be.
Oh yeah, I thought I read that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
It's not. That's not what this convention's about. No, this is a
it's
board
more
game.
me.
An RPG.
Yeah. So we'll be there this weekend. We've got some swag. Oh, we've got some new swag now too. Something that
It's a very appropriate swag.
some very appropriate
Yes.
swag that we've never given away before will be at this show. So if you're going to be at Midwest Gaming Classic, I'm sorry. Oh God, thank you. It will be there too. If you're going to be at Fire and Ice in Manitowoc, Wisconsin this weekend, stop by the Guys Games and Beer booth and maybe get some swag.
Pick up
from us.
whatever the swag's left that we didn't take.
Yeah, because we may take it first.
That's true. Wait, I'm like standing
How
above
do
the
I
line.
scroll?
We are both standing above the camera.
Okay. How do you what?
Quality programming.
Listed
All right.
all the commands,
I'm sitting
but
below
yet I
the
can't-
camera.
All right, you can check us out at www.guysgamesandbeer.net. Generally speaking, we stream on Tuesdays at 6:15 p.m. CST. We had a couple of problems, so on YouTube it'll be a little bit late, but obviously on Facebook
sponsors?
we're always going. Yes, we do. They're down in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Wait. Yes, left-hand corner of the screen. That's our good friends at Lionheart Racing. And you can check them out by going to www.guysgamesandbeer.net, clicking on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Wait, under the new Discord logo.
Yes.
So, and we also are sponsor to Mad with Power, and
I
tickets
know.
have gone on sale for
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yes.
going on sale.
probably
There's
get a
only
link
2
up.
gold VIPs left.
Yes.
they've
gone on sale.
If you're a Patreon member, so our official heavy metal band, Lords of the Trident, do Prague Progressive Metal Festival.
Oh my God!
And
Yes.
yeah, super awesome. And so they are starting to sell tickets for them. They filled out all the band lineups now. So check out Mad with Power.
Yeah, and we will be there. If you look
Yeah.
on our
2 days.
Facebook page, there's some links to it, and there'll be more as time comes along. Oh, by the way, all you guys who watch Lionheart Racing, none of you could send us this picture. Somebody did. Ben Jefferson from Racine, Wisconsin is going to get a copy of Little Medusa.
Go Racine! Yeah!
Hey, he was watching, and this was a great game. I can't believe people couldn't get off their lazy asses and do a screenshot. Ben got off his lazy ass.
Well, there went 2 more viewers.
Yeah, Ben got off his lazy ass and is getting this game. We will be getting that to you, Ben.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, I will give away some games tomorrow, Rob.
How about on Twitter?
I'll give a game away on Twitter tomorrow.
At Guys Games Beer.
Okay.
YouTube.
Wait, am I giving away
www.youtube.com/guysgamesandbeer.
tomorrow too?
Yeah, if you want to.
All right. Well, I'm done now. I'm giving away on. Okay, that's it. Though. I'm only.
But
Giving
you
away...
want to be memed to death? You can go on to our. If you want to get memed to death, you can go over to Facebook. www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer, which is the only place where you're watching it live right now. And check out the Guys Games and Beer support group, where we got the memes
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. I'm putting it into
Kill this!
I'm terminating the
I shot the
I'm
dude.
terminating it.
I just started hitting random buttons and I shot him.
Good.
Yeah.
The point click sort of match.